Hi everyone, welcome to a special edition of Setting the Record Straight. I know it's not Friday, but I just had to answer this person's question. Jeanette wrote in, and Jeanette is from Alaska, and she says, I have a friend who's a psychic, and it appalls me that she always makes me pay for the information she gives me. Is this ethical? So this is a loaded question because, first of all, I don't know your friend. I don't know how much time you take from your friend. So, me personally, and that's what she asked at the end, was, what do I do with my family and friends? Pretty much my family and friends know you're going to get the information whether you like it or not. And no, I don't necessarily charge my family and friends. However, if you want to book time, a large amount of time with me, yes, that takes away from my regular clients. So yes, I need to financially make that up. So for example, I have family members who live in other states, and every once in a while, if they want an hour with their family, and they're willing to pay for it, and that's fine. But they also know if they ever have a question, if they ever need 10, 15, 20 minutes of my time to get through something, of course, all they have to do is call me. I mean, they don't have to book an appointment. They don't have to pay for anything, because to me, that's me. I have this gift, and I'm supposed to help people, and that's just part of who I am. But everyone else has their own reasons for what they do. The amusing thing is, most of my friends realize, or they wouldn't be my friends, that, if the information needs to come through, the information is going to come through. So if your friend is like giving you advice, but then you actually want to sit down and take up a large chunk of her time, then yes, she has the right to ask you to pay for that, whether it's full price, half price, whatever that is. But if it's just cut and dry, well then she's really drawing a line. And don't take this the wrong way, but maybe you're not as good of a friend as you think you are, or maybe you're being more of a friend than she is of being you. You need to examine that relationship, because I have yet to find through my crossings people who do what I do and don't just feel they have to do it. If my brother called me and wanted to talk to our dad, well, guess what? He'll talk to our dad. If my friend Ellen wants to talk to her grandmother, she talks to her grandmother. I don't know if it's a moral and ethical thing. I think it's an individual thing. I think for me, at 48 years old, if my family and friends don't get it by now, they're just going to get messages. And let's look at the flip side of that. There are people in my family who don't want to know. And they blatantly tell me they don't want to know. But you know what? Sometimes the other side doesn't listen. But in the same token, I don't just, call them up and say, oh, so-and-so says da-da-da-da-da. I don't do that. I'm a little more respectful to that. I'll call them up, ask them how they're doing, ask them how a certain area of their life is going, and then I'll kind of give them what may resemble my own advice, what might resemble a friend, telling you what to do, so that they're not feeling that so-and-so on the other side is telling them what to do. Because again, it's all perception as to how you see those on the other side. So, back to your question, honestly, you have to look at your relationship. How good of a friend is this? You didn't say she was your best friend, you just said she was your friend. So, to me, you have to examine that. You have to step back. If you're just a friend, well then yes, if you just see her once in a while and consider her a friend, that's one thing. But also take a step back and look at how she views you, and maybe ask her, how do you view our friendship? Above and beyond, once you get past this moment of being upset about her having you pay. Ask, well, how do you see our friendship? How do you see our friendship growing? Do you think we're going to be friends for a long time? And that will help you see that maybe she doesn't. Maybe she's being friends with you because she knows she needs to be connected to you right now. I have a lot of people who come through my life as, quote, friends, but don't stay long. But I'm different. I would just give them what I thought they needed. But again, you have to look at the boundaries. Everybody has boundaries. And, there are psychic mediums who go and do free readings all over the world. And there are, I know on many occasions when I'm out, especially in the general public, at a mall, if I'm traveling, I run into people and I just have to give them a message. But I don't necessarily do like you might see on TV. Oh, hello, I have a gift and I'd like to give you a message. I don't do that. I don't know, I have a little more couth than that. Because you don't want to freak the person out, but at the same time you want to give them the message. So I just kind of notice something about that person and start talking to that person and then kind of beating around the bush, get to getting the message out. So again, look at your friend and see what that relationship is like. But again, most mediums, especially mediums, don't. They're very open to their family. They're very giving to their family and friends. And, on the flip side, if you're her friend, if you're involved in her life a lot, continuously, everyday contact, you're already getting messages. So maybe you need to kind of step back and pay attention to that you're not getting it. And that's why she's making you pay, so that you pay attention. Sometimes, I hate this part about money, but when you have to give up $1 for something that isn't like food or shelter, you don't want to do it. Especially when it has to do with your well-being, with your spiritual or emotional well-being. We think that's just a waste of money, and it's not. If we don't have our well-being, we have nothing. We can't figure out life. We can't figure out where we're going or what we're doing. So truly, take a step back and look at that and see where your relationship is. And look back at and ask the person, have you been giving me messages all along? And I'm just not getting it. And if she says yes, there's the answer to your question. If she says no, then you have to look at how you value that friendship. What kind of friendship is that? And work on it from there. But I just wanted to clear that up, that, not all mediums or psychics charge their family and friends for information. Because we do what we do out of the love of our hearts, out of compassion for others, out of wanting everyone in the world to have what they're meant to have. And really, if you're really, really, really good friends with that person, you would know you were already getting messages. Because, my family knows with what I do, it's very easy for me to say to a family member, oh, hold on, Dad just showed up, and give you the message. And they're very accepting to that. But I'm quick, I'm with it, and then I'm gone. Then we move on to another subject. Because there you got your message, that's for you, not for me. So I hope that helps. I hope you look at your friendship with that person, and anyone out there who is friends with psychics who, have the same situation, who don't think they should be paying for information. Well, and take a look at your friendship. What are you giving to that person? Are you giving that person what they need out of the friendship? Maybe they're trying to draw the line because you've drawn the line. Again, look at the big picture. Look at everything. And I hope the best for you. Ciao.